This is Jocelyn Joy Thomas. I'd like to talk to you today about connecting with your guides. One of the most common questions that comes up for me when I'm doing readings is how to do that. So over the years of doing readings, three methods stand out. I'll talk about those. The first one is meditation. And this provides for us a direct link to our guides. And you may or may not hear your guide speak back, but you may sense your guide or in some way receive a sign. Sometimes that happens after the meditation. Other times it can happen during. And what you're really doing during a meditation where you're interacting like that is to connect to your guide by using your clair ability. So you're either going to have clear knowing, clear seeing, clear hearing. And when we say clear seeing, clear hearing, this isn't with the body's eyes or ears. It's more like how things are in dreams, or you'll see images with your mind's eye, that type of thing. So don't get caught up on that. I know for many years I thought because I didn't see things with my eyes wide open that they weren't real. And it takes some training. It takes remove expectation. That's probably one of the most important things, because that will allow you to be able to relax your mind around what's happening. And then the next thing is to not question, not judge, and second guess everything that's coming in. A lot of times the best thing to do is just trust whatever comes in first before your mind gets a chance to jump all over it. So that's meditation. Go into meditation asking for a specific guide, like maybe working with Archangel Michael. He's a good one to start with. And then bounce some questions off of Michael. You can do a guided meditation where you visualize yourself meeting up with Michael, say like in a park. I like to use the image of a park bench, and then you go and sit on it in the visualization, and then imagine that the angel or guide joins you. And again, it doesn't matter if you don't see them, just sense them in some way, in whatever way works for you. Another way to communicate with our guides is through prayer. And that can also be, just like meditation, something that's interactive, or it can merely be you connecting with a certain guide, saying whatever you want to say to them, and then knowing that an answer will come. Trust that you're heard, and trust that an answer will come in one way or another. So look for signs, or look for some kind of resolution, that type of thing. Prayer can be a little difficult because at times we expect the prayer to be answered right away or in a certain way. And that's a big thing. No expectations about how it's going to show up. You don't want it to come to a point where you're blocking out the resolution that's trying to reach you because it's not coming in the way that you want it to. So be very open-minded about that part of it. And then another way that we can communicate with guides is through dream work. And dreams happen in a few different ways. We can have symbolic dreams. We can have literal dreams. We can have visitation dreams. We can have lucid dreams. So let's talk about those. Probably the most common dreaming method is symbolic. That is where we have images that occur at night that we have to interpret in the morning. And the best way to go about that is to learn your dream language, because everybody's symbols are going to be a little different. What one thing can mean to me, say like I like to use the example of a raven. A lot of people are afraid of them and they think that they're bad omens, whereas with me, I see a raven and it's a very spiritual symbol for me, and it also represents manifestation. So for me, that's a very positive thing to see. So that's just an example of how it can really wildly vary from person to person. That's why dream dictionaries and dream books are often not accurate, because the things that come to us in our dreams are going to be unique to us. Not that they're not a good thing to have as a foundation, but you definitely don't want to ignore the fact that certain things are going to mean things for you. And your guides are aware of this when they help you with dream work. So they'll send messages in dreams that are specifically for you. A couple things to look out for in symbolic dreams are where you're dreaming. An example is if you dream of your family or childhood home, that's often a dream that is talking about self-work, inner work, that type of thing. Same thing with hometown. You're going back to your roots. You're dealing with issues that are from childhood perhaps, or at least core issues, that kind of thing. So those are very powerful dreams. When you have a dream of something like that, pay attention. Another thing is people in dreams. They can be people that are in our lives. If they aren't people you know in your life, though, oftentimes they will be parts of yourself, parts that are being reflected out to show you. And occasionally they'll be guides. And usually you'll have some kind of feeling about that in the dream. Literal dreams pretty much speak for themselves, prophetic, they'll often come true just as they happen. And usually people that have those are aware that they have those, and you want to pay attention to those when they happen. A visitation dream is a dream that happens with a loved one visiting us, and the dream really stands out. It's very vivid in color. It's so very real that you'll often wake up thinking, was that just a dream? It just seems like, no, it couldn't have been only a dream. And they often will be just a simple thing, the loved one coming to say hello, to check in on you, that kind of thing. And then lucid dreaming is really amazing. It's when you're awake in the dream state. So you realize while still dreaming that you are dreaming, and you're able to control your dreams. This is one that takes some practice. The gist of that practice is learning to remind yourself throughout the day that you are awake. And then when you go into dream state, you've developed that habit, so you're able to notice when you're sleeping. There's a lot more to it, but that's just the very beginning of it. It's a very powerful practice. Now, with any of these dreams, what you want to do if you want to engage with your guide in a dream is to, before going to bed, request the guide, whoever it is. Say you'd like to have a dream of guidance, and remember in the morning, and ask to remember in the morning, and then also have pen and paper, especially for those symbolic dreams, really all dreams, because we tend to transfer out of that state of mind where the dreams happen very, very quickly, and we think we might remember them, but we don't. So make sure to record them, and if you can't immediately meditate and get more guidance on what it all means, then come back to it later that day, and then call in that guide that you asked to work with once more, and help, and ask for help, especially with symbolic dreams, in interpreting that dream. So there's 3 methods of communication: meditation, prayer, and dream work that you can use to practice communicating, building communication with your guides.